everybody, welcome to Review Time with Islip. I am Islip, and today we are taking a look at the Power of the Prime's Voyager, Grimlock. And right off the bat, I'm going to say I love this guy. I love this guy. He's not perfect. He is not perfect, but he is good. He would have been perfect had they left the combiner gimmick off. I was talking with somebody, and I told them, and I'm going to tell you the same thing. The Dinobots would be so much better if they were all bumped up to Voyager size, and if they had left the combiner gimmick off and just went with the G1 aesthetic. They would have been perfect. They would have been perfect. The combiner gimmick is what's bringing these guys down. So, and Hasbro's bit of laziness when it comes to certain things, but that's neither here nor there. This is Grimlock. He looks like G1 Grimlock, albeit a little wide from this angle, and his tail is huge. And yeah, it's too bad you can't collapse his legs in a little bit more because they are humongous thunder thighs. Also, his toes. What the hell? And why did they put 4 toes instead of the 2 here and the 1 in the back like traditional? I don't know. So Grimlock is supposed to be a T-Rex, even though he has too many fingers to be a T-Rex, but we're going to go with T-Rex because T-Rex. He is, I'm over here playing with him, he is pretty nice. He has, just go over the articulation right off the bat. His mouth opens that wide. His head goes up and down. There is no turning. There's no rotation. Sorry. Arms are one piece on a ball that does kind of move around a little bit. Honestly, you don't really need to do very much with it, so it's perfectly fine that they are fairly static. His legs are ratcheted, and they do a 360. They're ratcheted because they are part of the combined mode, so they need to be ratcheted. Sorry. So he's got bend there. Got a little bend there, so you can kind of get the reverse chicken leg if you want to a little bit, but not quite. I guess if you turned it this way, no, you couldn't even. His tail does have a little bit of bend to it. You have to just, so you can have him more upright, or you can put it straight out like so and have him more like the contemporary way a T-Rex is supposed to have been able to walk around. So you can do that. You have options as far as that is concerned. There are Titan Master pegs on his back end, so you can take a Titan Master and have the Titan Master ride him. If that's what you want, you can do that. Okay. He does come with 2 accessories. He comes with the combined mode feet and they're the Dinobot Enigma of combination. That, if you want to, you can store it on Grimlock by sticking it in his mouth, which is where it goes in Volcanicus mode. That looks stupid. Let's see. That's pretty much the only place you can store it, aside from sticking it in one of the feet thingies. You can do that. Hey, whatever. You can do that. Now, you're supposed to, in dinosaur mode, Dinobot mode, whatever, you are supposed to take these and add them to his legs for reasons I don't know. So there's that, because his legs didn't look thick enough as it was. At least they kind of tried. It was a half-done job. What they should have done was put pegs at the bottom of the feet so that you could stick them down there, which I've seen people fan mode it. Let's see if I can get his arm out, his hand out. See if I can figure out what they did. Where they, maybe they got the, maybe they rammed the fist inside the holes. Hold on, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, you can stick the fist inside the holes and give Grimlock a little bit extra height. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, as soon as you pick them up, they're going to fall out. But, you know, if you're just storing them on the shelf, then that doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and bring it out a little bit. That doesn't look too bad. You know, I mean, that makes a little more sense than sticking them to his shins here. Or I guess if you wanted to, you could just plug them in here. I actually don't do that. Let's go ahead and put this up. I'll show you what I do with it. Move him to the side, and we will bring Slug in. So we've got Slug. So what I do is I take one of the Prime Masters and I plug it in like so. If I can get it to plug in. Come on. There we go. Plug it in like so, and plug that in there. And then I take this guy and do the same thing. I'm thinking of getting extra Prime Masters just so that I can color them to match Grimlock. I mean, not Grimlock. Match the Dinobots a little bit better, or at least the weapons. And there you've got sort of Dino Rider-ish weaponry. I mean, that looks not too bad. I would actually do this with, I think this would look better with Sludge, or whatever his name is going to be. And then you just take your little rider, and there you go. You can also put riders on the side, too, if you want. You can have one guy driving the dinosaur and, you know, two other guys shooting on the side. I mean, that actually looks pretty good. It really does. I don't have any more guys to do that with. But that's what I do with these bits. I don't even use them for the Dinobot they came with. I use them on Slug. And, you know, if you want to, you know, I have two Slugs, so I have two sets of weapons. You can also use their weapons on, and again, Dino Riders. This is just bloody awesome. This is about, right now, my favorite thing with these figures is the Dino Riders aspect. Not that they're G1 figures, although that's pretty cool that they're G1-ish. I really love that, you know, but the best part is Dino Riders, and I want to go and buy some Dino Riders. That said, detour is over. Let us go ahead and get Grimlock here. Raise up my camera a little bit and go ahead and transform him. So let's see, the first thing we want to do is lift this up, and then that just goes to the back there. Open this up all the way, just get it out the way. You're going to take these bits, they split from the side. I don't like this. I'd rather have the original transformation where it slid up, or, well, yeah, where it slid up instead of pegging like this, because with this crappy plastic that they use, it doesn't always want to stay together. And look at that seam. Look how ugly that is. And that's as close as it's going to get. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and flip the fists out if you didn't already have them out from when we were playing earlier. Okay. We're going to go ahead and split the feet. Or split the tail, excuse me. Split the tail. It's already mostly transformed. All you really have to do is just flip these bits up. That's it. The legs are done. And, let's see, is there anything else? There is nothing really else. You've got his wings on the back. You can flip them out a little bit if you wanted to get a more G1S kind of thing going on there. It doesn't really matter because you can't hardly see them from the front anyway. But it's otherwise, I think it's a pretty good representation. I really do like him. He's not perfect. He could use with a little... He would have been perfect if they would have just left the combiner gimmicks off. If they would have left the combiner gimmicks off, then they could have reworked him slightly more, and he would have been better. I love that they have the stickers a la G1. I'm not really a big sticker fan, but hey, it's still pretty nice. It's still pretty nice. I don't know why I keep umming. Anyway, so let's go ahead with the articulation. Well, let's take a look at his face. His face is awesome. They could use a little bit more red inside there. The paint is not so good on my visor, if I'm honest. It really is not the best. But otherwise, it looks like the G1 toy. Head does that. Arms rotate 360. It's the same articulation as we had with the other guy. With the other mode. His arms it's got double elbow, which is for the transformation, believe it or not. Rotates, and no fist. No, the fist is just static. You can just bend it in, and that's about it. I like what I'm seeing here. I didn't notice this before, but he's got if they would have picked this out in silver, this would have been better. He's got knuckle claws. He has knuckle claws. That would have been amazing. Now he doesn't. You can, if you want to, give him sort of an ab crunch for transformation, but it's for transformation, so it doesn't really work very well. He's not tall enough really to need that. Legs go forward, go back. The crotch plate from the other mode kind of gets in the way. Ratcheted knee. Rotates at the just above the knee, and that's all you're gonna get. And then you get your, and that's pretty much what you're gonna get. Oh, there's also a waist. Sorry, there's a waist, and but you don't get any other foot articulation. But thankfully, he's got enough base that you can get him into some fairly decent poses, and he's not going anywhere. Now, I just have to say this. On Facebook, there was a post where somebody asked, which is better, this Voyager Grimlock or the Fall of Cybertron Voyager Grimlock? Now, this is strictly Hasbro version. And people were actually picking the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock over this guy. This guy looks like he's supposed to. He's faulted, but he looks like he's supposed to. He isn't hollow. Everything's filled in, whereas the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock was a hollow mess that looked vaguely like he should. And his gimmicks, again, it ruined him, because if they would have gotten rid of the gimmicks, they could have done a better job. And then they started throwing in Planet X's Vulcan, which is not fair, because that is, well, it's not a Voyager figure. It's bigger than Voyager. It's not Leader. It's like in between. And it's a third-party figure that has had a few years to be retooled, and not even retooled, like completely re-engineered from the ground up. And that thing looks amazing. If a third party would get a hold of the Power of the Primes Grimlock and redo it, I'm pretty sure they would do an amazing job too. They don't need to, because we already have a bunch of third-party Grimlocks, but I'm just saying. That said, let's go with size comparison. Here he is next to Swoop. I'm going to use Swoop a lot. Here he is next to Swoop. And he comes with no weapons. He comes with those foot things, which, again, stupid things. You're just supposed to put them on, and then he uses them like a shield, extra knuckles. I mean, he's got knuckle dusters already. Why does he need this? That was just lazy. Now, I've seen some people do this, where they put the feet underneath, which would have been great. Again, pegs, but of course they couldn't put peg holes, because they've got the combiner port there, because he's a combiner. So speaking of combiner, let's go ahead and get him into his combine mode. So first thing you want to do is just rotate this whole piece here, and unplug it, bring it on down, turn this to the side like so, and your bottom is done. Now let's work on the top. So what you're going to do is you are going to pull this like so. No, you're not. You're going to leave it the way it was. You're going to leave it the way it was. You're going to go ahead and take this piece here and lift it up, collapse it down. There are two big slot holes here. to slot into that. You peg that in, you're good to go with that. Bring Grimlock's head down, plug it in, push it down for the moment. You're good to go with that. Then we're going to take this and bring it out like so. Brings out like that until it clicks. I don't like that. That one didn't click. Fold the fists away. You don't need the fists. Bring this over like, nope. This goes this way like this. And there's a little piece here that clips into a little hole right there. You want to get that together. Go ahead and do the same on this side. Make sure that gets, there we go. Together, these pieces, this will clip into the holes up there, the slots, whatever. Or they're supposed to anyway. Whoops. There we go. Okay, take this piece, flip this up, bring that down, push that down. And there you go. You have your combiner body. And then I guess you can do whatever you want to with these. Get them out the way. And there is your combiner body. So let's go ahead and get Swoop in here so you can see how big it is. And it's a fairly decent sized body. The only thing is that the arms are too far out. And then you've got this really narrow waist area here. Now, the people at Hasbro did think of that. And you can take, some of the extra hand pieces from the other bots and put them here to fill them out. And it fills it out okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and... okay. We're going to go ahead and do some combined mode versions. First we're going to do is the fan mode combiner. You got your foot. We'll go ahead and get the other foot ready. Let's see. Okay. Got the other foot. Stick that in here. Okay, so we got the other foot ready. And then you want to take this bits, just transform them back as if you were transforming him into his regular bot mode. So like that. And then take the hands. Okay, take the hands, flip out your fingers, and then just plug this into the side like that. Do the same thing over here. I'm not at the hole. Okay. Okay, so you've got something that looks like this, and plug in leg, plug in other leg. Okay, and there you got one of them. I think I may have done something wrong though. I think maybe you're supposed to maybe rotate these some way so they're not so thick looking. So basically, yeah, that's one of the alternate configurations. I honestly don't like it that much. It looked better the way that it was done online, but I can't get it. I can't get it that way. And it's something, but I mean, it's a Dinobot combiner. So you can either wait till the other Dinobots come out, or you can do like I did and pick up doubles of everybody, and then you can just have your own little Volcanicus preview, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get everybody else into their proper modes. Let's see. So that I can show off what the combined mode would probably, well, will fairly look like. Just, you know, and the new Dinobots are coming out soon, but I'm not a big YouTuber. There's no way I'm going to end up, you know, unless, like, by some amazing providence of God, I'm not going to be able to get those other Dinobots anytime soon, because they're gonna be on the aftermarket for an arm and a leg, and you know, whatever else. And no, let's go ahead and grab a hand, stick that in there like so. We got the arm ready. Go ahead and get this out. Go ahead and get this turned back the way it was. And I've even seen fan modes for this, but I cannot figure out how to do them, so I won't. Okay. Back the way you were. So you'll stand, hopefully. That's another thing. This combiner does not like to stand. Even if I put the extra bits on the back of the feet, which I'll show you that in a minute as well, he does not like to stand. It doesn't help that his bits don't want to stay together properly. Let's see. Especially the swoops. The swoops I have the worst time with. They piss me off. I don't like them. I mean, I don't like them in the combined forms. Oh, come on. Okay. Alrighty, there's one arm. There's one arm. Let's go ahead and get the other one together. Okay. Here we go with arm number 2. And let's move him back some. There we have Volcanicus, and he looks really stupid, if I'm honest. His arms are too long, his legs are too short, his arms are too far out at the shoulders. That looks really bad. It's like I don't understand what Hasbro were doing. And I think they just figured, well, everybody else is making Dinobot combiners. There's already, aside from the Power Core combiner, Dinobot combiner, we have the Star Cats Dinobot combiner. We have the Toy World Dinobot combiner and G Creations Dinobot combiner. And honestly, none of them pulled it off that well, if I'm honest. They didn't really do a very good job. Sure King was probably the closest to doing the good job, but there's just too many issues with that combiner. Also, I forgot to open Grimlock's mouth and put the combination of Enigma or Digna, whatever you call it. That thing goes in here, and now that's, you know. Now, if you have all 4 of the Dinobots, oh, 5, excuse me. Well, technically 6, but all 5 of the Dinobots, the you have extra pieces like this. You can take them and plug them into the back of the feet here, and supposedly give yourself more stability. And as you can see, that That's just it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this thing will flop when it feels like flopping. It doesn't actually add any stability. It just, gives you a place to store your extra whatchamacallits. Because if he leans back, the Dinobot that's part of the leg will unpeg itself and fall down. I mean, it was a nice thought, but no, that doesn't work. It's an okay piece. You get used to it after a while, but it's not. It was not a necessary thing. They didn't need to make another combiner, Dinobot combiner. It was just a bad idea. Now, you can take these bits. This is actually a pretty decent idea. Let's go ahead and get him standing again. And come up this time. And you can plug these bits. You can plug these bits into his armpits. Like so. Go ahead and do that again on the other side. Just angle this like that and plug it into that hole there. And provided you can get everything to do what it's supposed to. There we go. It helps fill out his torso a bit. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world. I mean, it still looks like hands with pointy knuckles, but it helps out a little bit. It does. So there's that, and you can also take, where did I put Slash? You can also attach Slash on if you're savvy, and have all 6 Dinobots combined, and I'll show you that in a second. Slash. So you take Slash, and I mean, it's honestly, it's not like she plugs in anywhere. You're just going to take her like into the dinosaur mode, and let's see. I'm trying to remember how I had her on here before. Just take this. You're gonna lift up the head, lift the back piece up, and then stick her in here, and then close down the head, and then this, you can just kind of do whatever the hell you feel like doing with it. I had this in a way that looked really nice. I don't know how. I guess just like that. I mean, nobody's gonna see it from the back anyway. So then when you turn it around, you've got all 6 combiners. All 6 Dinobots. And if you want to, you can put her head forward a bit if you want to do that. I mean, you've got all the dinosaur heads showing anyway, so, why not? So, yeah. There you go. There is Grimlock from the Power of the Primes and a preview of Volcanicus, which honestly does not look good at all. It just really, it was really not a well thought out idea. Not very well done. Yeah, he really isn't that good as a combiner, but on their separate merits, though, they're pretty decent. They would, like I said, they would have been better had they not had to be a combiner. Yeah, had they not have to be a combiner, they would have been a lot better. But I mean, it's a combiner. It is what it is. It's not super bad. You get used to it after a while. As long as you pose him and leave him, he's fine. If you try to play with this thing as a combiner, It's a horrible thing. It's horrible. Out of all the Dinobot combiners I have actually had a chance to play with, he is. See, Sure King falls apart, comes apart a little bit easier, but Sure King has a lot harder ratchets and stuff on him, so that's why the feet don't hang on. It's just the plastic sucks, so the feet for the limb bots don't stay together like they're supposed to. Sure King has a much better presence than this guy does, though. I'll be honest with you. The Starcats dinos were okay separately, but together they sucked because you couldn't get them to stand and the pieces wouldn't stay together. The arms were fine. It was the legs again. That's where everybody seems to have the biggest issue is the legs for these dino combiners. The legs, especially the feet, which this one is no exception. The Power Core Combiners dinos, they were ugly. They made an ugly bot, but it worked. So, that said, I'm iSlip. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. The combined mode for this guy, not going to be the greatest. I'll be honest with you. But, on their own, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. The Dinobots are pretty good. Had they worked on them being separate and not having to combine, this would have been a much, 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 much better figure. At least, though, they've got a lot of paint and stickers on here, so it does almost feel premium. It's just the plastic quality sucks. I mean, it's not going to break. It's just, it does not hold like it should. It doesn't, things don't peg together like it should. Because the plastic has so much flex, it just slides back out again. I don't like this plastic. Hasbro, I don't like this plastic. Yeah, I know you're not watching. I know you could care less, but I don't like this plastic. I like the plastics you used to use back in the day. Back in Cybertron and Energon. And I mean, I'm going back to toy lines that most people look at and say, oh my God. To a lot of the decisions you made. But, I mean, they were better. Anyway, that said, I'm done rambling. I'm iSlip. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found this informational. I hope you didn't mind me saying and too much. I apologize for that. I'm trying to work on it, and the more I try not to do it, the more I do it. But I'm iSlip. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. And if you got nothing else, just know these figures are awesome. On their own, they're fine. They're great. I like them on their own. Together, as a combiner, that's where they fall apart. So, ciao.